Episode 2. Arrive at the party. Before arriving at the party, the driver stopped by a corner store. His plan was to get some gas, but instead, he walked right inside. Acting like he was going to buy something, he took out his phone and texted Tamika. The text said, "Is Stacy the one with the red dress?" Tamika texted back and said, "Yes. Are you drunk?" The driver texted back and said, "No, just asking." Keep this in mind while the text messages are going back and forth. Stacy was right beside Tamika. 5 minutes later, Tamika had gotten another text. The text said, "What color underwear was Stacy wearing?" Tamika looked at her phone once and did not reply back. "Yeah, you're drunk," Tamika said to herself. Sitting there, waiting on a reply, he got no text back. Unaware that Tamika had already fallen asleep in the back seat, he walked out of the store and walked back to the car. When he looked in the window, Stacy was still awake. "You should get some rest too." The driver replied. "No, I'm going to stay awake for the party," Stacy replied. "Suit yourself," the driver replied. He got in the front seat and he cranked up the car. Seeing how he didn't have any more stops to make, he drove them straight to the party. When they got to the party, Tamika was still asleep. "Shouldn't we wake her?" Stacy replied. "Yeah, I got it," the driver replied. He took a cup of cold water and dashed it on her face. "Get up," the driver yelled and replied. It was at that point of time that Tamika woke up with her face covered in water. "What the hell? Erin," Tamika yelled and replied. "You ladies have fun now. I'll be back later. I have to go get dressed for the party." Erin laughed and replied. He cranked up his car and he drove away. Tamika and Stacy both went inside. They were greeted by 3 guys from a football team. "Ladies, welcome to the party," the guys replied. "Chips and punch are in the back. Help yourselves," the guys replied. They had already spiked the punch before Stacy got there. As they both grabbed chips and punch, Stacy went straight to the living room. Everyone was dancing and having a good time. But Tamika, on the other hand, was watching Stacy's eyes closed every 5 minutes. With every sip of punch that Stacy took, it felt like she was drinking a whole bottle of vodka. She had no idea about what was going on. The room started to spin, and she passed out on the couch. "Should we do it now?" the guys replied. "No, we have to wait for Erin to come back," Tamika replied. As the party continued, everyone kept dancing and having a good time. Stacy was drunk and clueless. She had no idea that she was about to become a rape victim. As they all waited for Erin, Stacy was still drunk and asleep on the couch. Erin didn't show up until 4 hours later. After countless hours of waiting for Erin to arrive, he finally showed up at the door. He had on a white suit with a matching hat. When he knocked on the door, he was greeted by the people at the party. The first person who came to the door was Tamika. When he walked inside, she gave him a swift slap to the face. "What was that for?" Erin yelled and replied. "If you ever dash cold water on me again, I will hurt you. Do you understand me?" Tamika replied. Standing there holding his face, he was surely in pain. After 35 minutes of holding his face, he finally realized what he came to do. He took a look at Stacy, and she was still asleep on the couch. Sleeping with her mouth and legs wide open, he finally knew what color her underwear were. "I see that y'all have already spiked the punch," Erin replied. "Yeah, we spiked it about an hour ago." They replied back. "Good, spike it again and put it back in the fridge. It's getting warm," Erin replied. They placed the punch back in the fridge and Stacy woke up an hour later. The room was no longer spinning and Stacy was hungry. She grabbed the plate of chips she had beside her. When she looked on the other side of her, she saw Erin sitting down. Sitting there, licking his lips, he was looking at her like she was a snack. He tried to slide closer, but Stacy got up and went to the bathroom. "I have to go to the bathroom," Stacy replied. She stayed in the bathroom for 45 minutes, and at that time, Erin took the punch out of the fridge. As the time passed by, Erin was still sitting there, waiting for Stacy. He was planning for her to get drunk again so he could undress her. But Stacy didn't know that she was drunk. She thought she was only drinking fruit punch. When she came out of the bathroom, Erin had already poured her another cup. He lied to her and told her it was only fruit punch. Thinking that she had made a friend, she quickly drank the whole thing. Not knowing that he had added some more to it, she asked for another cup. "May I have another drink, Erin?" Stacy replied. "Sure thing, babe," Erin replied. He took the cup from her and poured her some more. With her cup filled up to the top, that was the last of the spike punch. He walked over to her and brought her some more chips. Before she could drink her drink fast, Erin stopped her. Whoa, babe, slow down, that's the last of it, Erin replied. After she ate her chips and drank her punch, she passed out drunk once more. She woke up hours later with her clothes covered in blood. Holding the bottom part of her body, she ran into the living room. Erin had left and everyone at the party was laughing. They all knew what he did, and they started taking pictures of Stacy, screaming in pain. God, help me! Stacy cried and screamed. She went out the window and climbed on top of the building. A neighbor from across the street saw her and ran out of the door. Man, are you all right? The neighbor replied. Help! Me! Stacy cried once more. Her body was shaking and her feet were losing grip. She took one step and the heavy wind blew her straight to the ground. Ah! Stacy screamed. Stay tuned.